All right, I'm going to go through this problem, ladies and gentlemen, and I just want to, after I go through it, I'm going to give you guys the second problem to go and do. So one thing I just want to remind you when doing these problems is, remember, ladies and gentlemen, when you're adding fractions, you have to have the common denominators, right? So if I say 5 over 4 plus 1/3, you got to get the common denominators. How do we get the common denominators? You multiply by your common denominator to get them the same, right? So then you'd have 15 over 12 plus 4 over 12. Now you can add them up, right? Back in the day, old stuff, but hopefully you guys should remember that. So what we need to look at is, how am I going to get these to be common denominators? Well, common denominators is not always multiplying the denominators, but that's one way you can always get a common denominator. It's not always going to be the least common denominator, but it's always going to provide you with a common denominator. So that's exactly what I need to do here. I need to multiply by the other denominator to at least produce a common denominator that I can use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply here by 1 minus I and here by 1 plus I. At least by doing that, I'm going to get common denominators. And then remember, whatever you multiply up top or on bottom, you have to multiply up top. So therefore, now I just distribute. And what I get is 2 minus 2i all over. This is a difference of 2 squares, so this should be pretty easy. 1 minus I squared minus, this gets 3 plus 3i. And then this one also is a difference of 2 squares, so it's going to be 1 minus I squared. So 1, remember, I squared is -1. 1 minus a -1 is going to provide us with 2. And then so what I have is 2 minus 2i divided by 2 minus 3 plus 3i divided by 2. And remember, that's all in parentheses. You're subtracting both of those terms. Yes, all I did was I rewrote this as I squared. So I rewrote I squared as -1 to give me 2. So remember, now I have common denominators, so I can subtract them. So I do 2 minus 3, which is -1, negative 2i minus 3i, which is negative 5i, all divided by 2. Now it says to put it into standard form. Remember, standard form is a plus bi, right? So to put this in standard form, I divide the 2 into both of those terms. I get -1/2 minus 5/2 I. Questions? Plutas? No? You good? Kind of. So why don't you guys